Genesis chapter 8. But God had Noah in mind, and all the wild animals, and all the cattle that were with him in the ark. God sent a wind across the earth, and the waters began to subside. The springs of the deep and the sluices of heaven were stopped up, and the heavy rain from heaven was held back. Little by little the waters ebbed from the earth. After 150 days the waters fell. And in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters gradually fell until the 10th month, when on the first day of the 10th month the mountain tops appeared. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the ark, and released a raven which flew back and forth as it waited for the waters to dry up on earth. He then released a dove to see whether the waters were receding from the surface of the earth. But the dove, finding nowhere to perch, returned to him in the ark, for there was water over the whole surface of the earth. Putting out his hand, he took hold of it and brought it back into the ark with him. After waiting 7 more days, he again released the dove from the ark. In the evening the dove came back to him, and there in its beak was a very big olive leaf. So Noah realized that the waters were receding from the earth. After waiting 7 more days, he released the dove, and now it returned to him no more. It was in the 601st year of Noah's life, in the 1st month and on the 1st of the month, that the waters began drying out on earth. Noah lifted back the heads of the ark and looked out. The surface of the ground was dry. In the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Come out of the ark, you, your wife, your son, and your son's wives with you. Bring out all the animals with you, all living things, the birds, the cattle, and all the creeping things that creep along the ground, for them to swarm on earth, for them to breed and multiply on earth." So Noah came out with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, and all the wild animals, all the cattle, all the birds, and all the creeping things that creep along the ground came out of the ark, one species after another. Then Noah built an altar to Yahweh, and choosing from all the clean animals and all the clean birds, he presented burnt offerings on the altar. Yahweh smelled the pleasing smell and said to him, "Never again will I curse the earth because of human beings, because their heart conceives evil from their infancy. Never again will I strike down every living thing as I have done. As long as earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease.